the memory.
Time to take a chance.
Chocolate.
I got $4 billion.
I'm lactose intolerant. Gimme.
What's going on, everybody? It's the I am me coming back with LEEBOY. And we're here, we're still in all that week, and man, I'm telling you, I'm sure it's gonna be a good while. I'm sure people are gonna be excited for this, but how are you?
Man, I'm excited for this week, man. So far, so good. It's been hella fun connecting with some secret cast members. You guys have already heard one. You guys have heard Mark Saul, but we got some more interviews coming. And obviously, we have the giveaway of the autograph coming at the end of the week, along with that Zoom call. So, man, it's a big week. I'm having a lot of fun.
We are doing our favorite 5 all that sketches, whatever you want to call them. That's what we're doing.
Top 5, baby. Hey,
yeah.
This was hard too, man. There's so many good skits from all that, from all seasons. So to narrow it down to 5 was tough. But I do got my list.
Yeah.
I was able to do it with a couple honorable mentions. So.
Yeah, I got my list on like the first thing that came to my head when I think of all that. So my sketches are going to be very different from anybody else's list, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I got maybe one that is not too popular unless you were watching when I was on, but and it's not from me. But yeah, we'll get into that later. Don't try to guess yet. Just listen up.
Look, if I'm being honest with you, I think if you were a fan of all that, like a casual fan, you would probably know 3, maybe 3 or 2 of mine. So I'm just like, y'all know, I told y'all like the low key favorites, and that's what I get. So without further ado, I think we should go ahead and start.
Just go ahead and get into number 5.
Okay.
Woo. Man, this is the one that started it all. Mavis and Clavis.
Okay.
Hey, Clavis. Look like these students need a substitute teacher. Well,
Hey, what do you two know about woodworking?
did you hear that, Clavis? I sure did. I did. Me and Mavis been working with wood ever since 1907. I built my first house by myself in 20 minutes. So sit your butt down. Yeah.
Mavis and Clavis, man, obviously original characters with the top 2 stars, Keenan and Kel. But there's just so much about these guys that is lovable. I mean, they just remind you of your uncles, your grandpas. I think they were a big part of why I started liking this show in the beginning. Obviously, they have the outro. They talk on the outro to every episode from the original.
Oh yeah.
They always fixing and making stuff, and man, Mavis and Clavis, so many good memories. That hair. Would they steal the hair from Don King? Like,
that's what it looked like. It looked like Don King's hair, or at least Keenan looked like Don King. He had Don King's hair.
Right. Yeah, Mavis and Clavis is my number 5.
Okay.
Yeah, man. There's really no better than them, and it just started off the whole tandem of Keenan and Kel. Because Keenan is not originally really part of Good Burger, was he? Like in the sketch? No, I don't know.
He wasn't Dexter, but he was in the sketch pretty often.
He was in the sketch. Yeah, he was always coming in ordering something, but he wasn't.
He was Lester Rhodes, construction worker.
Right. Always, yeah. So yeah, this was the beginning of them as a tandem, I believe. Them working together, and obviously their chemistry was just crazy from the very beginning, and probably the reason why the show was so successful from the beginning. So Mavis and Clavis, that's my number five.
Okay. Well, my number five includes one of those guys, and this is a parody of a famous TV show in the 90s. I want to say in 2000s. I don't know about the 80s. 'Cause I don't know how old. I don't want to say she that old, but this is a parody of Oprah, and this is Okrah. Okrah played by Kale because this man is so extra. He had the fake wig, the fake, I don't know what you call it, the bodysuit. This man is just the fact that he had Oprah down pat too. Like if you watch Oprah's show and you watch him, it's literally the same until he gets extra. So that's kind of I don't know why that stuck in my head for me. I have no idea.
Cause Kale's just so damn silly, man. He's so silly. And then just that name, whoever just obviously it's so easy to just think of Okra, but you know how people talk. I'm sure some people accidentally called Oprah Okra, you know? So it's just it's just one of those things where it just made sense from the very beginning. And as soon as you got that name, I could just see Kel running with the character. Ooh,
What
Okra, huh? It's Okra.
No, I was gonna say what I like. Well, probably what I like the most is the intro when the show come on because he be doing his little. I don't, you gotta see it. The dance that he does is like hilarious to me. The intro is funny, and in the end, he probably like get sprayed with something. He be like, "Oh my god, my wig don't fell off." I think his wig did fall off in one of the takes. I swear, I think his wig fell off, and they just kept it in.
I'm
I
sure
wonder.
multiple times. I'm sure. Okra, he ain't no way he could keep that wig down for long. No way.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, so who's your number four?
I'm gonna go ahead and throw out. I'm gonna throw out vital information.
Don't go to your friend's house for dinner if his mother is serving Nancy pot pie. You'll seem peculiar if you go up to your principal and say, "Hey, how's your butt?"
This has been Lori Beth Denberg with vital information.
Obviously, this was one of the top sketches on all that. Big staple. And shout out to Lori Beth Denberg. Obviously, this character I think hits very close to home for her. It's a lot like her normal persona. She's very witty. She's very matter of fact. She's very on top of her stuff. Okay, and then just the but the information that she gave never actually made sense, right?
Yeah,
So
yes,
it's
yeah.
funny because she's talking like she knows what she's talking about, but it never made sense. And I'm a big fan of witty comedy like that because the writers, I don't know if I think it was mostly this is mostly written. Yeah, because she delivered it perfect. So this was all written. I don't think it was much freestyle or improv going on with these, but the way that she just delivered it, like she really was serious, like she really was saying something important. It just got me a lot. And I remember standing out on during the live shows, just standing on the side watching her doing this performance because yeah, the reactions from the crowd and also her facial expressions were always just killing me. And I could just see her looking the camera left, camera right. Yeah, vital info, man. And I wish could just think of something off the top of my head that she said, but none of it makes sense. So there's no way I can remember any of it.
I could think of
So
one. She was like, oh my god, it was like if your teacher asks you, why does your butt stink? You should ask her, why are you stiffing my butt, or something like that. It was something like that. But yeah.
I
Or
can
it's like,
remember,
why do your trousers stink? And why are you stiffing my trousers? Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
which was a good question. It's a good question, you know. So I'm not sure it's vital information, but
Yeah.
I'll roll with it. I'll roll with it. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
my number four, man. No particular reason other than I just got a lot of chuckles out of it.
I'm trying to come up with a correct way to introduce this. I don't even know like how to explain this. My number 4 is Randy Quench, volunteer fireman.
Hold this. Now I need something to smother the blaze. You. My goodness! This whole place is coming down! We're all in danger!
This is a character, much like Repairman, gives unnecessary volunteer fireman work. So,
Okay.
yeah, you can imagine how that goes if somebody burns something in the microwave, but the microwave everything's okay. The popcorn just burnt. You come in, break down the door or the wall, and then just start shooting you with the fire hose or
Just hosing everything.
yeah.
Oh
Nah.
my! What seasons is this?
Ooh, I want to say it's 8, 9, and 10, or 9 and 10, maybe, or
No.
even before that.
And
Maybe even
I seen
7.
I seen it on some lists. And I need to watch some of those because that sounds hilarious.
Mhm.
Repairman was hilarious as well, but I'm sure. But when you add the element of water and just
Yeah,
destroying
yeah.
people's lives in a live scene, yeah, I can only imagine.
And then of course I gotta take it back to the 10th anniversary. He was doing a skit, and it was him and Kale as Coach Kreeton, and I don't know if you watched the whole video I sent you, but he tried to shoot him through the wall, and it didn't break. The wall didn't break. So you see Kale, he's leaning at the wall. Wall doesn't break. He's like trying to push himself. So he literally has to like, I don't know, like hold his hands up and then like push his hands back to break the wall, to keep hitting the wall, and it still doesn't break. And then you can see Keenan and Josh on the side laughing. It's just hilarious. It's just funny.
I'm gonna go with the Inconvenience Store.
Okay.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this one, this is between Keenan and Nick Cannon. They're dressed up like two ghetto chicks with huge weaves and wigs,
And nails.
sticking way up in there, nails, 10-inch nails, and probably 9-inch nails from the from the group, from the band. But yeah, and they had on dresses, a whole lot of twerking going on, and they could never, right, because obviously it's the Inconvenience Store, so they didn't never help or have a solution. They're always causing more problems for their customers. I can specifically remember Christy having some funny dealings with them, because obviously she could twirl her neck too and get her fingers going, and I believe they had a thing going between the three of them, which is just hilarious. She's a New York girl, so she's got that in her. But yeah, man, the Inconvenience Store, mainly just because I think they was trying to pair up Nick with Keenan, kind of the same way they had it with Kel, and then it was just a little spinoff, and I like their tandem too, man. Nick and Keenan had some good chemistry, and the Inconvenience Store was definitely a display of that. And obviously Nick was a star, man. He was only on for a couple seasons, but he shined, and he played a couple little chick roles, man. He was kind of good at that, but we ain't gonna get into that.
It was
now.
like, I felt like he was kind of trying to channel his like Jamie Foxx and Wanda type of thing.
Right. It was a lot like one. Yep, it was a lot like one. They had the chewing gum, I believe, even the neck rolls.
The only thing she
And
wasn't cross-eyed. That was it.
he didn't want to steal it all the way, but yeah. He definitely was channeling his Wanda, and I liked Wanda too. I'm a big fan of Jamie Foxx, so maybe you just cracked the code. That might be the reason why. But
he actually brought back, I forgot what his character's name was, Tanya. I think it was Tanya. When he did his show, I think he did her for the first episode. He like dressed up as her. He did something with her for the first episode.
Yeah, Tanya was like the receptionist for a company, right? That was always picking their toes at the desk and never answering the phone and always talking drama
with their friends.
Yeah,
on the company phone.
Yeah, you can't beat that. So yeah, Inconvenience Store. That's my one. That's number 3 for me. Number 3.
My number three. This time it's number three. My, it's another silly one. Uh, is like the first thing that popped to my head when we first did this. This was actually the first thing that popped in my head before all the other sketches. But this is Know Your Stars.
Know your star. Know your star. Know your star. Your star. Know your star. Know your stars. Jamie Spears. She's the president of Mexico.
I'm not the president of Mexico. I've never even been to Mexico.
Jamie Spears, or as she prefers to be called, El Presidento Jamio of Mexico.
You're not listening to me. I'm not the president of Mexico. All right? I'm just a girl.
She's just a girl, not yet a woman.
That is cute. You are really cute.
Okay,
It started season
okay.
7 through season 10, and then Know Your it was just like one of the cast members will sit in the chair while the announcer announces 3 facts about them, but the facts will be
Okay.
false.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, "Know Your Stars, Denzel Whitaker. He's been arrested 3 times," and he was like, "No, I haven't. I'm a good kid." And then they'll be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"He uses his underwear to brush his teeth." How is that even possible? Something like that. Yeah. So I don't know why that's silly. It's just silly fun, but I enjoyed it.
I think in that is kind of a spin-off a little bit of, I think, What Do You Do? I don't know if you remember that one. But it
Maybe,
was similar. It
maybe.
was similar to that, which actually I think turned into Figure It Out, the actual show. But
Mm,
What Do You Do was a skit where they kind of like it was something like that, where they would just have like some questions or some facts, and it would be a person. They'd be blacked out, and they would try to guess who it was. And so yeah, it sounds similar. Sounds similar.
yeah, it sounds similar with this one. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because of the announcer or them being confused. Like I think they had Britney Spears on them one time, and it was like Britney Spears. She smells her feet. I was like, but
Just
yeah,
totally out the box and like
yeah, yeah.
insulting facts, basically.
Oh yeah, that was my number. I'm all right. I'm gonna go to the one. I'm gonna go to the one where it's Britney says, say Britney Spears like it's a peanut butter chunky. What? Oh, or, or or it says hasn't brushed her teeth in 6 months. The announcer dude used to get me. I don't know if it was Kevin or I don't think it was Kevin. But I'm saying like these, whoever thought of these to say out loud is hilarious. But yeah, you gonna get we gonna get to your number 2.
Number 2, man. This is a classic. My number 2. Man, because I don't know what it is about this one, man. It's the improv, I believe, that was heavily involved in this sketch, and the simplicity of this sketch. A lot like my number 4, it is. It is Everyday French with Pierre S. Carr.
Oh, okay.
Can't
Oh,
beat this sketch, man.
okay.
Puisque les vieux say burrito are spicy. May I slap you with my spicy burrito?
So
Okay.
simple. It's like 30 seconds to 1 minute, right? He
Yeah.
just went out. They didn't write nothing down in French. So you just throw kid out there. You just throw kid out there with some flippers, a bathtub, some bubbles, and a raincoat, right? And just let him do magic. And he just start, and you could just see his lips, right?
It's like they had just put it in front of his face right as he's reading. They just put it there because someone you can see him reading it, and someone you see him reading, and he start laughing when he get to the word or something. 'Cause I
He
remember one of
would
them he
be
was reading, and he was like, J. Poole, Schwarzenegger, so and he was like, why have you? And you can see him laugh, and then he'll say it. But oh my god, I think that's probably the
it,
most sketchy broke on. It had to be right. It had to be.
oh, it had to be. He was always breaking on there. And then every time he did it, because obviously that was a very popular live sketch,
Hmm.
mainly because it was so easy to pull off. Because one, it's Keenan, and it's just him by
Hmm.
himself. There's not much that can go wrong. But he would just get sillier and sillier
Yeah.
every time with the language. He's just making up translations, right? It's like he would just get louder or just crazier. It's like I don't know, man. But and then obviously the translations is what just kills me. It was a lot of underpants talk, right? It was
Yeah.
always
Yes. Yes. Or
some
trousers.
of
Yep.
my or trousers. I'm looking at some right now. You remind me of my special underpants. I can see myself in your pantyhose. Captain, the robot is sniffing my trousers, and then I can't even do the imitation because it's just gonna make me laugh. But you could just see Keenan's face, man. His face, and he has the same face in a lot of characters, like
Hmm.
that Super Dude face or
Hmm.
um. Mr. I don't want to say that character because it might come up later. But
Yeah.
but yeah, so his face is just classic and yeah, man, everyday French with Pierre Escargot is just I don't even know what to say about it.
Meaning
He's
is just hilarious.
yeah.
We're gonna get to my number two. Uh, I don't know what I categorize these all as one. I don't know what it's called, so I just put the school scenes. Uh, with Coach Kreeton.
That's higher on my list.
Oh, okay. I got a couple of honorable mentions. I mean, I'll let you go first. You always go first.
All right, so yeah, honorable mentions, and this is a person that actually could have been in. It's called Dolmont High for the record, junior
Okay,
high.
okay, okay.
Miss Pidlin could have. She
Mm,
wasn't in. She wasn't in
yeah,
Dolmont
she
High
she
because
was.
actually
She
she
was.
was.
Yes.
Okay, Keenan has a character in, so he was playing two characters.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we can
Because I
move
have
on.
those two characters written down.
All right, so and then so I guess I'll just since we can't just keep backtracking, so I'll just go ahead and stick with Miss Pidlin. I can specifically remember if you look up a scene where Miss Pidlin sings "You Are My Peagle." I don't know if you've seen this or I don't. It's based on the song "You're My Eagle" or "Fly Like an Eagle." I don't know, but this this specific skit was so funny. So yeah, I got that one. Also, I want to throw out CJ and the Cloudy Nights.
Of course, you had to
That
slip that one in.
I had to slip that one in. If I'm doing the top five Leon sketches, then obviously that's way up there. But yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and make that an honorable mention. So it's not all about me. But yeah, that's what I got. CJ and the Cloudy Nights, and I got Miss Pidlin. I wasn't sure if she was part of Domont Junior High or
Hmm.
not, but you're telling me she is, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
trust you on that. It made sense. It made sense because I was thinking, how is he playing two characters at Belmont? But that's Keenan. He can do it all. So,
yeah. He'll play.
what do
He'll play. One scene he the other character, the other scene he's Miss Pidlin. So
you? What else
Uh,
you got, man?
I got a couple, but I'm gonna just try to ease through them real quick. I got trash and fashion. Uh, it was seasons. I want to say maybe 7 through 10, maybe. It's Lisa and Jamie Lynn Spears, and they basically what they do is they go to a dance, they go to wherever a lot of people are, and just basically go around telling them how trash their outfits are. That's it. Basically, that's it. Um, you got the alien sketch was Zotorgs, which is weird. It's a weird sketch. I know. It's aliens that run a restaurant, and they have humans come in, and whenever they're low on meat, they ask humans, do they want to go to the bathroom? Then they go and cook them.
What? Man, hey, 7 through 10 was wild, bro. They was just
It was
pulling
like,
stuff.
and they're like, so they'll come in, and then somebody come and tell the waiters, hey, we're out of meat, and then they say we're out of meat, eh? And then somebody asks them, hey, where's your bathroom? And then they'll look at each other and laugh. The bathroom is right this way, sir. Then they go to the bathroom, and then they'll bring some food out, and there'll be like a finger or something in it. Yeah, I don't know why that. Yeah, like I told you, yeah, silly, but yeah, hilarious. I have also channel 6.5 news, Christy and Josh, because
Okay.
they just made Josh do everything, and this man was just going through torture. This man
Oh
was just
my gosh, I forgot about that. The weatherman.
yeah. This man, he
Or
was like,
actually, he was just on the scene, right? I just
yeah,
remember
he was
a
on the
couple
scene. Yeah,
times it
yeah,
was. I remember the weather when, yeah,
yeah.
obviously
Because
the umbrella flipped and he was going crazy. But
one of
yeah,
them was like,
that
it's
is
112
hilarious.
degrees out here. He's like, it's 112 degrees out here. I don't know why I'm out here, but there's no water, there's no anything, and I'm about to die. And he just kind of fell out. And she was like, well, that was him, and I'm back with Channel 6.5 News.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that, man. That is hilarious.
Yeah, Josh
That
took
was
a lot of
hilarious.
Josh took a lot of on that show. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Uh, I,
they stretched him to the max, man. They put him out. I think you still got some more, right?
I got two more, and then we get to the top two. Well, that's the
Well, let me
top.
go ahead and let me throw in a couple that I forgot about because I
Okay,
kind of
okay,
got
okay.
thrown off since we had the same number two, and also because I forgot Miss Pitlin was in was in Dual Mile High. Another one that used to kill me was freaking what is this thing called? Ishboo was
Ish,
hilarious.
dude. I am Ish Boo.
Ishboo was hilarious. A loud librarian was just
Okay,
extra,
okay.
right? And then I just want to give Amanda a shout out because she, even though it wasn't really like my favorite, she was amazing in Ask
Hmm.
Ashley, man. Because
Yeah,
she was young as me, she was but she was tearing up that scene. Obviously she led the whole scene. That basically got her own show, and she was just professional. So I just want to give her a shout out for her skills in that one. Not necessarily my favorite, but she used to kill that, and they did that a lot live. That
yeah,
was one that
yeah.
they used to be able to pull off live. So
I
and
think.
one that I seen a lot that people like love that I wasn't didn't really know was the Spice Boys. People love
Oh,
that
that's what I was
sketch.
about to say. The Spice Boys.
Is
Oh,
that
come
in
on,
your
really?
honorable mentions?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, yes, the Spice Boys. How do you not know people like didn't love the Spice Boys? For one, Spice Girls was a huge thing, and for two, they actually had like they were actually their characters. Harry Spice was actually Harry, and was it Sweaty? I think,
Sweaty.
or I think it
Yeah,
was. I
there was
think
Sweaty
Nick was
Spice.
like Sweaty or something. Yeah,
I know they
man,
had
it's just.
Dead Spice.
But yeah, nah.
They had
I
Dead
think
Spice too. Was just they used to
yeah,
just bring out the
yeah,
skeleton for Dead Spice,
yeah, Dead Spice.
right?
Yeah, Dead Spice. Yes, skeleton. Yes.
Stupid.
My last. This is my. I got a lot of honorable mentions. This is my last honorable mention. It's not a particular skit. It's just like a ongoing thing, and it's Everybody Hates Keenan. Uh, I don't know if that's the official name on it, but like I was just watching a couple all that clips, and it's like when he comes back or when he does something, he'd be like, "Y'all know me? I'm Keenan." No, we don't know who you are. I'm Keenan, original cast member Keenan Thompson. Super dude. Nah, we don't know who you are. He was like,
Everybody just
"Come on."
turned around, right, and give him the
Yeah,
shoes. Yeah.
yeah. Or
That's hilarious.
I was watching one. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the 100th episode. It had to be the 100th episode because you was there. It was the 100th episode, and he was giving them a tour. He was like, these are the all that dressing room. This is my dressing room. It's not much. It was literally just a chair. It was like just a chair behind the door, like a small little space. He was like, it's not much, but at least I got my mirror, and the mirror was foil. He was like, I'm gonna go to Nick's room, and all the rooms are kind of small like this, but we make do because we like to entertain you guys. He went to Nick's room, and Nick got a big room. He got like people fanning him and feeding him grapes. He got
Yeah,
a
I remember
jacuzzi.
that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah
then it
the
was like, what's your
jacuzzi.
name,
Yeah.
Kelvin? Yeah, so that's that. I don't know why that whole thing is just get gets to me
It's
every time.
because
Yeah,
Keenan, man, it's his face, man. He's just he's a natural. He's a natural.
Yeah.
I like his subtle. He's just subtle, man, but he's just real funny when it comes to that stuff, man. I love Keenan, so shout out to Keenan. And then I think before we move on, I do want to just give Gabrielle a shout out from the brand new cast, the newest cast. I love her as Cardi B. Obviously, she does Beyonce, um, and so yeah, she's hilarious. And I've said it before. Go ahead and watch the new cast, y'all. Season 11. They got some good stuff going on in there. There's a bunch of good characters. The kid that plays Ariana Grande spinoff is hilarious. Lex up there, he's funny.
Jay-Z, and he does I won't say impression. He does Jay-Z, he does Barack Obama, he does Denzel.
He does Denzel? I need to see that. Does he do the lip and everything?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, because
okay.
I like
All right.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I gotta see that. Lex is my other guy, man. Yeah, I like the new cast, man. I've been up there once. I got to see them in person, so and they were real gracious. So shout out to them. They were very accepting of us old folks. They had some jokes. So but yeah, they real cool, man. Especially Gabrielle and Lex. Those are my guys.
Yeah, seriously. So we are on your number one, technically my number two. So maybe we can get into it. I don't know how many characters you want to talk about. I got a good main three, but main one I want to actually talk about in detail. So we can just talk about this subject.
Yeah, man. I think that's the reason why I had to go ahead and just put it as number one for me because there's so many good characters in this one. Obviously, I think I know who you're gonna pick as the number one.
No, you don't.
But obviously, I mean, as your maybe I don't, I like Miss Fingerly's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's running the class, and now also you have who else was in there that you could think of? Jog my memory.
Okay, you got Miss Fingerly
without saying your main.
You got Coach Kreeton.
No, you believe me? No. Now, give me that dog. Wait a minute. Oh, give me that dog. Give me that dog. Give me that dog. Oh, my head is pain hurting.
You got Coach Kreeton. So I could get in on Coach Kreeton because Coach Kreeton is actually might be one of my favorite characters out of everything, out of all the characters. Obviously, you have the physical comedy of Kel. He's always jumping out the window. I love when they use the dummy on the show.
Yeah.
Right? Whenever they use the dummy on the set, it is crazy. And obviously, Coach Kreeton, they had to use a dummy quite often because he was getting messed up. I remember they had fake hands as Coach Kreeton. It's always something fake going on. So yeah, Coach Kreeton, hilarious. I was Billy Fuco pretty often.
Billy Fuco.
I'm Billy. Yeah, go ahead and go back and watch that. Can't we all just get along? I'm using that still. But yeah, Billy Fuco was always funny, if I must say so myself. Keenan was always funny in the classroom. He was just kind of himself, but just asking dumb questions to me. And this is him in the classroom with Miss Fingerly.
Yeah. I like this play Antoine. I don't know if you remember Antoine that much. He was like, I'm Antoine. He was like
Yeah. Definitely. That's all he said. And then Mr. William Baines Pimpel. Mr. Pimpel.
You gotta give it justice.
William
you got
Baines. And then the pimple would just grow every time.
The name is Principal William Baines Pimpel.
But before we get to Principal Baines, I told you this earlier. My favorite line I think ever by Coach Kreeton, and I don't know why it's so funny.
And even though I'm 75 and you're 19,
insane.
I don't know why. I'll be at work and that just randomly come in my mind, and I just start giggling. So
Man, yeah. He's always a mess, man. And then that hair, yeah, we back on Coach Kreeton now. I'm just thinking about the
Coach,
side little his
Coach
hair
Creed.
little scalp they gave him, yeah, Coach Kreeton, man. Yeah, you can't beat Coach Kreeton. He always had that same outfit on. Oh man, that's it's too funny. Too funny. But just looking at Keenan doing this, man, just makes you crack up. And then especially when he used to isolate his face and then just isolate the pimple and just let it throb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes
He
he'll be
just
like,
look at
"My pimple's talking," and he'll stop, and then I zoom in on the pimple, and then they just go in the overdrive.
and yeah, a lot of that was just improv too because he never did it quite the same ever. He was always
Yeah,
messing around with people, and so man, it's just another classic moment from Keenan on that show. He slowly, I mean, the characters he's playing, I mean, obviously him and Kel are I don't. You can't choose between them, man. It's so hard. It's so
you
hard to choose
can.
between
It's
them if you had to
difficult.
have a favorite. I'm not even gonna try. But yeah, but Keenan as William Baines Pimpel, something about that just makes me die laughing.
And I
But
know
Coach
was he?
Creedon,
I don't know. Did he talk like that, or did he have something in his mouth while he was talking?
oh no, he just was talking like that. I don't think he had nothing in his mouth. He was
It just
just,
sounded like he had something in his
oh,
mouth. I
oh
don't know how
yeah,
he did it. I don't know how he
oh
did
he
it.
just like just a little bit, yeah. He just curled up his damn lips, man. I don't know what it is. Who taught him that? I don't know. He must have had an
I
uncle that used to talk crazy or something.
That was my number 2 and your number 1. So can you guess what my number 1 is?
Man, I might, if I'm having a guess, but you like the little underground, but I do know you like Keenan a lot. Um, you also like Kale, so I'm gonna have two guesses. I'm gonna give first. I'm gonna say Good Burger.
Okay. What's the
Yeah,
second?
okay, not that one. Second, I'm gonna say Super Dude.
Okay. It's actually Good Burger.
It is good.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey! I did not ask you to go and freeze-ify my good burger inside some kind of a ginormous icy cube. Crunch bunny! Well, you said you wanted it chili. No, I said I wanted it with chili.
Okay. See, I know. I mean, we know if anybody knows Prime, you know he loves Good Burger, quite a bit. You love Keenan and Kel, which they both starred in this quite a lot. So, yeah, a little bit predictable, but it makes sense, especially with the 23rd anniversary to the movie coming. It's only right that Good Burger is number one, and I mean, did Good Burger make the show all that? I mean, it took it to the next level for sure. I mean, Mavis and Clavis started it, but Good Burger might have been the one that took it to the next level.
Yes, Good Burger is the Good Burger is how can I put this? I think Good Burger has surpassed the show all that in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually when people talk about they see the Ed character, they just say, "Hey, that's Good Burger." Like they think that the show is called Good Burger, you know.
Right.
They say, "Hey, welcome to Good Burger, home to Good Burger, man, take your order." But they still don't realize that it's all that sometimes, or like it don't click instantly for them sometimes. You know.
Same for me. Same for me, because I wasn't in that scene that much. So sometimes I think of Good Burger kind of as an independent sketch or independent yeah, a whole different project. And obviously they had the movie just before I came on, so it was already popping. And yeah, Good Burger, it stands on its own, man. It doesn't really need the all that as a support. And then just that line, "Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger." I
Yep.
don't think there's anything that really compares to that from all that you can say.
Unless you
I
talk
can't.
about, I know some people say, ask Ashley. That's
That's
me.
me.
I think that's
Right.
probably the
But
only other line I can think of, like that's
But
big, almost
just
bigger than the show.
saying but just saying that's me is just two words. You
Yeah.
could when you say welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, it's just like you know exactly what it is. You know exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. I like people breaking the course. It seemed like almost every time Keenan and Kel was on there, they broke. I feel like every time they was on there, they broke a couple times, or almost broke a giggled in between, but kept the character. But yeah, I like Good Burger a lot.
Yeah, them just looking at each other. Yeah, I could just imagine their faces just cause I mean, yeah, because Ed just is out of control, and then it's just Keenan just setting them up with silly. I don't know, but the obviously they were a good tandem and Good Burger, and it just spun off to the whole movie. Now, what do you think about Keenan's character in the movie, though? You think they should have kept him as a Lester Oaks, or do you think it was best the way? Obviously, the movie's classic, so I'm not second guessing that or anything. But obviously, they just took a different little take on from what it was in the sketch. And did Kel steal the show in the movie? That's what I'm asking.
So are you asking should he have been Lester Oaks in the movie instead of like
Yeah,
Dexter? I feel like
I'm.
Dexter was like Keenan, basically Keenan.
It was just Keenan, yeah, and I mean nothing against that because I've been saying this the whole time that Keenan is he's just naturally funny as himself, and that's probably why they knew that that was the best way to go, and they needed a believable character
Now,
also in the movie, right?
yeah,
They can't have
like
everybody acting crazy.
if we're being honest, like totally honest, Good Burger sells, Good Burger sold, but like me personally, if we're being told, I would rather see a Keenan and Kel movie just because of those they are themselves rather than like playing Ed and basically Keenan playing himself. But it's like it's a different. I don't know because I did see a Keenan and Kel movie and it was fantastic. But like the Good Burger characters, they're playing characters even though Keenan is playing himself. They're still playing characters. I kind of would have rather wanted them to see them play more of themselves, if that makes sense.
Right,
But
right.
it's nonetheless it's still pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's my only. Yeah, that would be my only like critique of the movie is that yeah, Keenan's playing himself, and then Kel is playing this outlandish character. But that's what makes it work, though. That's what makes the movie work. And um, Kel, back to my question: did Kel steal the show of the movie? Did he like separate himself at that time? Obviously, Keenan ended up doing great things, and we're not even going to argue about the two of their careers. But just back at that time, did Kel just separate himself from the entire cast as like the number one star, or do you think Keenan held his own in the movie and they were still on the equal plane? What do you think?
I think they were both equal, but in different ways because Kale had the physical comedy and Keenan had the I want to call it psychological comedy, but like Keenan's comedy was more reacting to Kale's stupidity in the scene. Like he's like the logical person. Like if Kale
Right.
jumps through the window, he's like, why are you doing that? And that kind of be his thing.
And it
And then
still
Kale's
be
funny
funny.
part, yeah, and Kale's funny would be jumping out the window, of course.
And so I think though with that, Keenan, it may have took his, he may have got an earlier head start by playing himself as far as his second career after all that and
Mm-hmm.
moving forward. I think that allowed him to like play more different roles and just look at as a leading man in movies and also allowed him to be more natural characters, whereas Kel had to kind of fight to get out of that mold of just being hella silly because um, obviously Ed is Ed, and then Coach Kreeton, a lot of his characters were very physical and very silly. Repairman.
Yeah, man, and I'll give a shout out to Big Orange Couch podcast because they actually did a comparison of Keenan versus Kale, not like a versus thing, but it was just like who has the not the better resume, but who has like as far as all that, who what character would you take?
Yeah, man. What else we got before we get out of here? That's the top five, man. We did it out of all the characters, and we had tons of honorable mentions. But yeah, obviously all the sketches, not all the sketches, but lots of sketches were classic from all seasons. You had a lot from 7 through 10. I'm more adept through obviously my seasons 4 through 6, but also 1 through 3. Um, but yeah, man, there's so much goodness on all that. So make sure you guys watch. If you haven't, obviously you've seen it if you're listening to this, but go back and watch some stuff, man. So go back and watch some skits because we're gonna be paying homage homage all week and all that week.
Yeah, I know I had a lot of 7 through 10 because it's like I said, I don't know who said it, if I said it on the podcast or not, but like, I was watching all that from the earlier seasons, and then I don't know what happened. I kind of like dipped or just stopped watching, or I forgot. I was like in the other shows, and then when I came back to watching all that, it was around like 2003 or 4 or 5. So it was like those seasons is when I came back and started watching. So I don't remember everything from those seasons. I just remember like what pops in my head when I think of all that. And then of course then I go back to the actual overview of the show when I actually went back and watched the whole show over. Then of course I like a lot of the stuff, but first thing that pops in my head sometimes are those seasons. Sometimes it's the first season. I guess it depends on when you ask me.
Yeah, man. I just thought about yeah, I just thought about some people I didn't even mention. Detective Dan. I'm Detective Dan. I'm sorry. My bad. Just popped in my head. Cause I was thinking about that character, the 6.5 News. I forgot about that, man. And now I'm about to go back and watch. That's what I'm about to do tonight. I'm about to go watch some 6.5 News. That just got me thinking about Josh. And I might have to watch a little bit of Detective Dan. Earboy was hilarious too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, but something
Since
about
we
that
want to
six
throw
and a
out,
half news.
since we throwing out comments, like, we might as well put on whatever. I like whatever too.
Oh yeah.
They had
Oh
good
yeah.
chemistry too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And they had
Yeah,
Kobe Bryant on there, so that's just a
yeah, yeah,
huge stat for whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, they were running that skit like a well-oiled machine, man. Christy's a consummate professional, and when you throw Amanda with her, and they was killing it. They killed that
Mhm,
scene
yep,
all
yep.
the time.
Well, I mean, hey, what can I say? We kind of kept y'all here for a little minute, but y'all would appreciate, I'm sure appreciate listening to us talk about our favorite sketches, especially in this sketch show. I mean, what can you not love about all of that? Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode, and yeah, all week.
All that.
You go. We are going to be doing this all week. So remember, come back tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next
And the
day
next day.
and the next
Yeah.
day. Yeah, we trying to build up to the Zoom call. So we're doing good building up to this giveaway. So hope you guys enjoy the content. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube at Leeboy TV. That's Leeboy TV.
Woo-hoo. And you can find me at KVNG Prime Time because I'm everywhere at that name. Like literally everywhere. Twitter, Instagram. Am I on Facebook? I don't know. I think we got a Facebook fan page, but I don't use it. But yeah, mostly Twitter and Instagram is where you can find me at. Find the podcast at Prime Nostalgia Podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast, because I can say that now. We're now everywhere. And like I said, don't forget all that week. Hope you guys enjoy it. And prime time is all the time.
All the time.